Hello viewers and potential subscribers, you are watching Unknown Emerald, and today we are looking back at one of my very old infection maps called Seasick. It was a map I made back on Halo Reach and once again on Halo 4, and it all began as a very fun idea with a zipline. I just wanted to have a zipline going from the top of the map to the bottom of the map, and on Halo 5 I decided to do a proper remake of it, make it a playable, functional infection map, and I went through quite a lot of changes in this version that I'm going to be showing you guys today. At first it began as quite a simple infection map. It was playable, it was okay, but it was never something that I was extremely proud of, to be honest. And today we are looking back into it, and I have made quite a lot of changes to it, as we're gonna see today, so let's get into it. Let me quickly talk about what Seasick actually is. Seasick is an infection map, and it's set on a small island. As you walk around the map, you notice that boats have crashed onto this island, and there's no way for them to make their way back to the sea, as they have completely been destroyed, and there's no way for the survivors to basically escape other than to swim. But we all know that Spartans cannot swim, so that's not going to happen. So people have crashed onto this map, and they have realized that there is something wrong. There are infected, there's flood on this map, which I'm really hoping will be a thing on Halo Infinite. I really hope we'll be able to add actual flood creatures onto the map, like even like some tiny NPCs, just the little spores walking around, and you have to like kill them, otherwise they will infect you, and it'll be like, I don't know, it'll be very cool. Like I don't know what's gonna happen on Halo Infinite. It's so exciting, guys. I can't wait to be able to start forging over there and see all the new features, but I don't have my hopes too high up. Even if we have the same kind of blocks, the same kind of aesthetics, and just being able to, I don't know, add a little bit more onto the map, I'll be happy. And like even from the screenshots that we've seen so far, you know, the blocks are gonna look a little bit more slick, they're gonna look a little bit more futuristic. So yeah, I just can't wait, guys. But anyways, moving back to the theme of the map, the infected have taken over this island, and now the survivors that have crashed onto here are trying to survive to see the next day. So that's the theme of the map. On Halo Reach, when I first made it, it was just, I wanted to make a zipline, guys. I wanted to make a zipline from the top to the bottom. So over here, as I walk up to the top of the map, there's a zipline. You go onto it and you go down. Also, there's a sea pistol over there. You can pick that up if you play the standard version of an Infected, but I know a lot of people that play this map at the moment are using it for alpha zombies, so there's no weapons for pickup. But I still wanted to add weapons to pick up, because, you know, on Halo Infinite, when that comes out, I'm sure that the original game type for it, like the main game type, is going to have weapons. So over here, for example, an SMG, an extended SMG. That's another thing that I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what kind of weapons we have on Halo Infinite, and what kind of weapons I'll be able to add to those infection maps. I'm going to be remaking all of them, including Studio 17 and possibly Under the Light, which is another map that I made. It's a sewer map, and of course Seasick is going to be my little baby. I'm going to be when Infinite launches, I'm just going to go straight into it, straight into the Forge, and be like, I'm going to remake Seasick. And yeah, so once again, this hallway over here as well, this courtyard area, I kind of like wanted to make it a little bit bigger, so I expanded this a little bit, so now you can go onto those rooftops and you can kind of like shoot zombies from below that are kind of like approaching you, so the zombies have a little bit more of a difficult time getting you. Also, I like this area over here. You can see this through this window, so you can see zombies approaching you from that angle, and they can of course approach you from anywhere from below. So if you stand over here for too long, you will eventually be picked out. There's also a fusion core over there that you can shoot, so as zombies are approaching, you can kind of like prep that a little bit and shoot that as they come and kill them that way. Also, another thing with the fusion cores, zombies can use them to their advantage as well. So let's say a zombie spawns on behind this wall over here, and they kind of like approach over here. They can see a human coming on the radar, and they can hit the fusion core before the human turns the corner and kill the human that way, and the human won't notice the zombie standing on this section over here. So I think that's a very, really cool thing as well. So the infected can use the fusion cores as well, so it's not just the survivors that can use them to their advantage. Also, I added those pallets to allow people to walk up those windows a little bit easier. You can destroy them, of course, but it doesn't make it too difficult for the infected. Wow, those pallets are very strong, Jesus Christ. It's probably better to melee them, but yeah, you can still make it through those windows pretty easily if you just crouch jump. You can also clamber on them, and yeah, it's not really that difficult. The pallets do not respawn, so if you destroy them, then they're gone forever until the very next round. But I don't think anyone's gonna make it there focus to destroy pallets on every single round for every single time they play on this map, so I don't think it's gonna be an issue or anything. Moving on to over here as well, I made this entrance a little bit bigger and I kind of like curved it a little bit, so it's on a 45-degree angle. It used to be just a straight line and an entrance going through over here, and I didn't like that as well. I wanted to kind of like, I don't know, make the map a little bit more less squarish, if that is a thing. Also over here, I increased the height of this boat. It used to be kind of like leveled, so all of this used to be like on the same level, and I also didn't like that. I think elevation is very important to have on an infection map, and even allows you to make this jump over here now, so you can jump from there to this window, which you never used to be allowed to do because there was no elevation over here. So now adding those stairs, it adds cover as well. You can't see from over here to the top of the map. Like, you can of course, like, if you go to the very top, you can see. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it to the top, guys. Bear with me. So I'm over here right now. If you stand on this rooftop, you can see to the bottom over here, but it's still like the boat being elevated. It gives zombies a little bit more cover, so they can approach the person standing up here a little bit easier. If this boat was on a level as over there, like there would basically be no cover or anything like that, so I wanted that to be fixed. Also, I made quite a few little interesting jumps that never used to be a thing. So over here, for example, there's a window jump you can take, but if you mess it up, you do have a chance of falling in the water, so it's kind of like a risky jump, but it'll reward you quite a bit as you're able to make this jump straight away. If you come from over here, it's just a couple of jumps and you get to this section of the map much quicker. But also you have to be careful, as zombies do spawn on this section. They spawn on every single corner of the map, so you have to just bear that in mind as you like walk around the map a little bit. Also added a few more decals over here, so watch your step, because over here there's no like way for you to get down. You have to jump across this other section. Also added those beer bottles that I had on Studio 17. I kind of like wanted to bring them back because that's a very cool aspect that I was very happy with. I made those beer bottles and people started copying them and claiming it was theirs, but no, they're mine. The mine. You can't claim them anymore. They're mine. I said it, even though it's like a bit too late. It's like 3-4 years since I made Studio 17. But anyways, moving back to the map. I made it smaller, like I said, so if I move on to this section of the map over here, trying to be as quick as I can, and there used to be a lot more land on this section, and there used to be a pathway that led all the way like around this section, so there used to be a whole thing over here, which I also removed, which I think is better, because if zombies spawn over here, like I said before, they have a lot of routes they can take. They can go from here, make a left or make a right. They can go through the bottom, they can go over here, once again make a left or right, so there's quite a few things they can choose from. Also this pathway over here, I really enjoy this. It's kind of like really overgrown, and it's the only part of the map which like truly touches the water that you're allowed to walk on, which is very nice, because like it's on the sea, but I didn't want people to be able to like go out over here and just, I don't know, make their way out of the map. So I wanted this to be elevated so they can't just like walk on the water below. This over here is also spawned, so zombies can spawn over here, make their way to the left and the right. Also, this boat being elevated, as I mentioned before, I wanted this map to have just more elevation to add cover for the zombies. So if a zombie spawns over here and there's someone holding out in that window over there, a zombie can just very quickly like make their way over here, and they have a little bit more cover. So let's say there's a human holding over here with a DMR or something, or a pistol. If there was no elevation over here, they could just shoot the zombie straight away as they turn the corner. But since there's elevation on the boat, it's a little bit higher up, it's much more difficult to kill a zombie, as they just have all of this, like this tiny little space over here to kill them, like a very short period of time for them to shoot at a zombie. And also over here, if I go down over here, there's a, like I said, I wanted this map to be a little bit more open, so I made quite a few more sections, just more friendly for the humans to shoot the zombies. But the zombies still have a lot of opportunity to kill the humans. It's not like zombies are like vulnerable or anything, because there are a lot of parts of the map that have sharp corners. So in fact, they can just walk around the corner and kill a human, even if a human's standing at the back of the map. Like other infection maps have the same thing. You want the humans to have a chance to survive. Also a DMR over here, a recon DMR, because that's the best thing that you can have. Also, I'm assuming Halo Infinite will have DMRs, or will have maybe the Sea pistol as well. We'll see. 2 shots to destroy a barrel, also another thing. So yeah, I think this map overall is a lot more balanced than it used to be. Also another thing, since I'm here, since I'm showing off some weapons, there's a end game. I don't know if all those weapons are gonna make their way back to Halo Infinite. I know I keep talking about Halo Infinite. I just can't wait, because there's so much that's gonna like change on Halo Infinite, like weapon wise, just the weapons themselves, and yeah, it's gonna be great. My God, it's we have I don't know, 7-8 months to wait. Like more than that, 10 months. I can't wait that long, guys. Give me Halo Infinite free for free. Hurry up. I'm also happy that they didn't release it straight away, as I'm sure they're gonna add a lot of improvements to it over the course of the year. So yeah, looking forward to it. Endgame is a Spartan laser that shoots pretty quickly, but of course you won't be able to use them if you play the Alpha Zombies version of the map, which will just be an assault rifle and a simple pistol. But I think that's all the things I could have talked about the map. Oh, also another thing, since I'm on the topic of Forge, I've been on topic of Forge for quite a lot, I know, but you can't really see over here since I'm in a custom game, but I'm gonna go into Forge over here. I added a lot of invisible blockers to allow jumps to be a little bit more easier. So if I climb over here, it's like you don't notice the invisible blockers because they're of course invisible, but I have added invisible blockers over here to allow the jumps to be a little bit more easier. So that's something we didn't have on Halo 4, but on Halo 5 they implemented that feature, and it made making the maps like a lot easier. And I'm assuming that feature is going to come back in Halo Infinite as well. I really hope it does, because it is quite a blessing. Like imagine you wasn't able to climb the section and you had to like crouch jump. How much more annoying that would be to make your way from here to here. But just being able to climb makes it a lot easier. And you'd think that this kind of area, like you would be able to clamber it, but because some of the forge blocks are a little bit weird, you're not always allowed to clamber on a thing that you should be able to clamber on. Also, C-pist over here, let me grab that. So I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of infection maps when you play the playlist, and that if there's something you should be able to clamber on but you're just not able to, that's the reason why. It's because people don't add invisible blockers to allow those jumps to happen, to be possible. Also, there's another one over here. Hop, up. So from this section over here, usually you wouldn't be able to clamber on this section. I don't know why, it's just a very weird glitch that happens, but since I added it, oh, I fell down because I don't play this game very often. Also, I'm on PC, so it doesn't really help. But you wouldn't be able to make this jump over here, for example, if there was no invisible blocker, because this railing is actually 2 railings combined into 1, so something must have happened with this, so that prevents you from being able to clamber from the other side. But adding an invisible blocker just completely bypasses that little glitch that happens. I don't know what else I can really talk about the map. So the layout has been completely changed. This top section of the zipline has been completely changed. Pretty much 80% of the map has been kind of like altered quite a bit. And yeah, I think it just plays a lot better now. And there's going to be playtests of this map. I'm hoping people will use that in the little tournaments that they do, and for Halo 5 tournaments for Infection. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this map plays out in people's lobbies and how it's going to play out in Halo Infinite. That's the main thing. I just can't wait for that game to come out, guys. Oh my god, it's going to be so great. But anyways, this has been Seasick from Halo 5. I am going to be remaking this as my first map on Halo Infinite, and yeah, until then I'm probably gonna be going through my other maps and maybe even make a new map. I want to try to make quite a few infection maps on my first few days of Halo Infinite and start playtesting them straight away. So I'm gonna be spending quite a bit of time on Halo 5's Forge. So yeah, I'm gonna be probably going back through Studio 17 and some of my other infection maps, maybe even pick up a Slayer map or 2 and see if I can do some changes to those. But anyways, this has been Seasick. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update on the map. I hope you guys are just as excited for the next game to come out as I am. Yeah, and until I make my next or remake my next map, I will see you guys next time. So see you, bye.